We're doing something a little different this year. We are celebrating that spirit of community, and specifically that spirit of collaboration that can make Bennington its most joyful, generative, and innovative. And who better to embody that spirit of collaboration than the founding members of the critically acclaimed trio, Mountain Man. This collaboration, as so many that came before and so many that will come after, including the ones that you all make, was born on this campus and is known today around the world. It is my great pleasure to welcome here tonight Molly Aaron-Sarlé, Amelia Meath, and Alexandra Saucer-Monick, Mountain Man. Mountain Man was formed through that spontaneous discovery that happens so often here, at the intersection of creative people working and living and playing together. As they tell the story of their founding, Amelia heard a gorgeous sound coming from the living room of her house. She raced downstairs to find Molly singing Dog Song, a tender tune about lust, longing, and responsibility. Amelia demanded that Molly teach her the tune, which she in turn taught to her friend, Alexandra. The next time all three were in the same place, they sang Dog Song together, and Mountain Man was born. The unique alchemy of their voices was instantaneous, and the bonds of friendship soon followed. Mountain Man's debut album, Made the Harbor, was recorded in an abandoned factory and released in 2010 to critical praise. They toured with Feist and the Decemberists. They traveled around the globe. Their musical careers were taking off before they'd all graduated from college. This hunger to create and unwillingness to wait for permission has characterized the fast rise of the band and each of its members' solo careers. Alexandra, Amelia, and Molly have forged paths of creative invention that didn't exist before they made them, fusing their varied artistic passions to create sounds and careers that are entirely their own. Like our graduating seniors, these women arrived here with a fire inside of them already. But it was here at Bennington that their passions were ignited, their talents cultivated, and their dreams formed into real-world plans that could yield success in the world as it is and make the world better for the beauty they create together. That's the alchemy of Bennington. And of course, Bennington is the place where life-changing collaborations are born. We are thrilled they're here today making this Bennington stop while they tour for Magic Ship, their second album after a hiatus in which each member has pursued individual paths as artists. Before we get into the nitty-gritty of the conversation, let's have a song.
Let us sing a song to thee, oh, my sweet honeybee. Let us sing a song to thee, oh, my sweet honeybee. You are the one we've been waiting for. You are the dark. You are the boy. So sit, my dear, and please prepare. Sit in the golden air. I went a-walking, and what did I see? Oh, my sweet honeybee. Was two fair maidens in front of me.
extraordinary individuals who come together. I'm going to say a little bit about each of the mountain men, members of Mountain Man. Okay, individually. I'll start with Alexandra. Alexandra came to Bennington from St. Paul, Minnesota, and she already knew that she wanted to focus on studio art and literature. From the start, Alexandra was driven by a sense of purpose as both an artist and an activist. She was active in environmental, social justice, and anti-war efforts in high school and recognized Bennington as a home for people who wanted to forge unique paths and address real-world problems right away. Alexandra dove headfirst into literature and writing courses at Bennington. For her Don Quixote class, instructor Marguerite Feidlowitz called her, quote, a student of uncommon gifts. She took courses in drawing, piano, and painting as well, and explored the social, political, and scientific implications of the threats to our environment. At the same time, she was developing her musical talents. She continued to study guitar and fell unexpectedly in love with choral music. In her senior essay, Alexandra described the process of growing from a hesitant incoming freshman at Bennington to a confident graduate. She wrote, quote, where once I was petrified, reticent, and yearning to share, but uncomfortable doing so, I am now willing, excited, and mostly unafraid to share myself socially, intellectually, creatively, and performatively. I should make you guys read those parts. That creative confidence is evident in the ethereal music Alexandra makes with Mountain Man and in her solo career. Later this month, her debut album, as Daughter of Swords, will be released. NPR called the solo track Gem one of the year's most dreamily approachable mood lifters. We could all use that, I think. Next up, Molly. Molly discovered early in her time at Bennington that she wanted to study gender and performance. But Molly wasn't content just to perform. She wanted to understand the ways in which the social construction of identities shape our behavior on and off stage. She wanted not just to be an artist in this world, but to change the world of performing arts. In her plan essay, Molly explained that art for me is a constant conversation, and she approached her work with that interactive curiosity. Her role as Princess Cosmonopolis in Tennessee Williams' Sweet Bird of Youth was lauded by faculty, and it inspired her to seek out more roles that push the boundaries of conventional gender expectations. You didn't know this was going to follow you for the rest of your life, right? Molly studied this intersection of identity and performance from every angle here at Bennington. Voice and speech to reading in the body and feminist philosophy. She was inspired by the direction of Jenny Rohn and Dina Janis. As Molly's academic pursuits were taking off in this area, so was her budding music career. Mountain Man was taking flight in her final year, and it offered a first-person exploration of how identities are created, performed, and reinforced on stage. Before leaving Bennington, Molly joined forces with several other Bennington students and alumni, including Amelia, to create Bobby, a cooperative music project that is known for their distinctive avant-garde sound and gender-fluid approach to performance. In 2011, Bobby's first album was released to critical acclaim. Like her band members, Molly was busy at Bennington. She didn't wait, they didn't wait, to make art and didn't ask for permission. The distinct sound can be heard not only in the harmonies of Mountain Man, but also on her debut album, Karaoke Angel, which will be out this fall and has already received a great deal of buzz from Vanity Fair, NPR, and more. Lastly, Amelia. Amelia Mead came to Bennington from Cambridge, Massachusetts, not so far away, with the intention of being a visual artist and dancer. Amelia was keenly aware of her talents as a performer, even in those days. In her words, she wanted to explore the potential use of the body as an instrument. And over the course of her time here at Bennington, Amelia pushed that instrument to new and surprising heights. She pursued dance as planned, but also discovered theater, and it was there that her passions really blossomed. Amelia studied Tennessee Williams. She played Rosalind in Shakespeare's As You Like It. See, everybody gets to have that follow them for the rest of time. And she appeared on stage in many other performances, both iconic and experimental. As Amelia's theatrical talents were developing, so too was her vocal capacity. She sang arias and explored new registers. At every stage of her Bennington experience, Amelia demonstrated the curiosity and commitment that would define her success as a recording artist soon after. In addition to her role in Mountain Man, Amelia is one half of the band Sylvan Esso, with electronic music producer Nick Sanborn. The group's second studio album, What Now, was released in 2017 and earned a Grammy nomination for Best Dance Electronic Album. And because we read everyone's senior essay, as Amelia wrote in her senior essay, she got the courage to take risks at Bennington, and we are so glad she did. We're so glad you all did. And now, do you want to sing again now? Sing again now.
I hope you all get introduced like that one day. It's kind of like your funeral, but feels nicer, right?
You get to be alive for it?
Yeah, but you get to be alive.
I hope everybody gets a chance to play Princess Cosmonopolis. This song's called The Dog Song, and I played it for the first time in the Dewey Common Room. Is it still a house for people to run around naked in and maybe wear lace? Yeah, that's what it was like then.
Dope.
Dope.
Who walked the dog, lost in the fog, squat down below, down to the snow. Coyote called. He wants back his heart. Well, baby, we can start. Give me back my blues.
stand over here. I'm just going to ask you guys a few questions and share a little bit of your experience in the semi-traditional commencement way of passing on hard-earned wisdom to others. So the first and most obvious question, perhaps, is what do you wish your younger self knew while you were at Bennington, or just in this moment, when you were moving out into the world? What advice would you give yourself and all these bright, shining faces?
I mean, I was thinking about that as we were driving up Highway 7 today, and I think that nothing can truly prepare a person for how wild it feels to leave the guardrails of 20 years of living within an educational system. And so the two things that I would say that are maybe like the like wisdom I've gleaned in my 10 years since I graduated from Bennington are the importance of, as Michelle said, like keeping those, keeping your community close and keeping the people who inspire you to do better and to work harder close to you, and let them become like the touchstones of your growth as a human and as a person doing the work that you care about. And also to try to make space every day to work on the thing that you're most passionate about, because like lightning bolts of inspiration happen occasionally, but like what really counts is to show up for the work that is important to you. So those two things together are like two of the biggest things, I think, in like trying to become more fully an adult living in the world without the safety net of school.
Also, graduation is it has a really nice, ideally what we want is like a really nice rom-com ending to a period of our lives, and graduation is one of the last ones that you get. And I think that the best way of thinking about it is not as an end or as a beginning, but as a continuation. And keep your practices, keep the things that you do every day.
Be humble, work hard, and don't necessarily wait for other people to give you permission, because not everybody's going to care. You know, like for professors here, they care, and not everybody cares the way they do. So I think one of the main things I've been thinking about and working on since I left Bennington was just figuring out ways to say what you want to say and deliver what you want to deliver to the world without necessarily needing permission from institutions or people who may have more power than you do at that certain points in your life.
And to believe yourself and like trust that you know what you're saying. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you all have incredible solo careers and other collaborations in your lives, as well as this one. And one of the things I think, as we all move out into the world, we wrestle with is how to keep those collaborations that have built us, how to keep those relationships that have built us, and to build new and additional collaborations that feed us, and to also to be out in the world on our own. So if you have any advice for the graduates on how to balance all those things and how to think about yourself and hold your center as you do that kind of work, I'm sure they would appreciate it.
Is it me?
Well, I have a thing. Yeah. I mean, I think I've learned this from watching you move through the world. Just remaining open to the possibility that someone that you meet might have some wisdom for you, or like might become important in your path, and like to build a network of connections as you encounter different people, and you'll just be surprised over the years like how many circles will be completed in funny ways that you don't expect. And you've done a really beautiful job of that. Yeah.
Thank you.
We want them to make each other cry.
I think my greatest rule of thumb is be kind to everyone you meet, because you are more likely to be remembered for your kindness than you will be for your talent, particularly if you are pursuing a creative pursuit that means that you'll be hired by two people who have been in a bar for 2 hours being like, who do we hire? Kindness is always the way to go.
Truth. That's right.
Thank you for bringing more Bennington into the world every day, in the work that you do on your own and the work that you do together. Thank you for making the world more Bennington. And now, I think, one more song.
Great.
I'll hold mine.
Oh, I need to get the note.
This is a song called Boat. It's off of our latest record, which is called Magic Ship, which is named after Molly's cat.
Because why not, you know?
You can buy t-shirts with her face on them online.
I walk down to the river, I walk down to swim. I walk down to the river thinking I would jump in. I walk down to the river, I walk down to swim. I walk down to the river, what did I see? Floating a boat to sailing, oh, a boat to fly, a boat to bear me up into the sky, a boat to move me, oh, a boat to ride, a boat to take me to the other side. The breeze was a humming, oh, the breeze was right, the breeze was whispering into the night. The breeze shook the rushes, oh, the breeze did sigh. It's time to believe in all the timing's right. It's a boat to sailing, oh, a boat to fly, a boat to bear me up into the sky, a boat to move me, oh, a boat to ride, a boat to take me to the other side. The water was talking of the water life, the stars were a-beaming with their ancient light. Damp smells were abounding as I took the oar, as I pushed off, glided away from shore. In a boat to sailing, oh, a boat to fly, a boat to bear me up into the sky, a boat to move me, oh, a boat to ride, a boat to take me to the other side, other side, other side. Thank you.